everybody.
Wow, Corey, you look.
Woo, Amy, you've never looked better.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to slip into something more comfortable for First Fridays, but I've got to in my mouth.
A little tricky, isn't it?
Welcome everybody to Carbondale's virtual First Fridays. How about a little toast?
Woo! First Friday! Yeah!
All right. Well, we've got a big night planned for you. Lots of, we're going to go all over Main Street and downtown and into people's homes, and we're just going to connect. Yeah?
We're going to have a great time, everybody. There's an awesome lineup tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, I just want to let you all know that while we're on the stream tonight, you can type in comments live if you're on either Facebook or YouTube. So please feel free to join in, throw some comments our way. You can ask questions, and we'll just have a great time as we go along.
Yeah, we're in this together, folks. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a nice trip down Main Street. We're going to start this out with Brad Manischewitz. He lives up there in Missouri Heights, and he did a little video that you gotta wait till the end to really feel your heartstrings. But we're gonna start off with that, and then we'll be back.
Here's to you, Brad.
Hey Ryan, it's Brad calling. Appreciate the call and you checking in. It's been pretty weird, but I am okay, and I'm making my way through it, and I feel like I'm set up to get through this all right. You're remembering that life is actually pretty damn good. Even the bad days are good, Ryan. Even the bad days are still pretty good. Love you, man.
What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. I don't go solo very often. Ain't gonna stay down too long. Recalibration of expectation. Wipe a tear and move on. What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. The lemonade I'd make would be kind of bitter, kind of bitter. The lemonade I'd make would have a little bite, Would also be cool, sweet, and refreshing. Cool, sweet, and refreshing. Make my burden feel light. What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? What kind of lemonade are you gonna make out of these lemons? Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. Even the bad days are pretty good. celebration you gonna make? Hashtag celebration. What kind of celebration you gonna make? Hashtag celebration. What kind of celebration you gonna make? Hashtag celebration. What kind of celebration you gonna make? Hashtag celebration. Even the bad days are pretty good. 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 Even the bad days are pretty good.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank
that was amazing. Nice work, Brad.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, we all know when we see that picture of Sopus, it just does something to us.
Oh, so Chris. So hey, we just want to start off really quickly too by thanking of this first Friday. There are a lot of different people and different organizations that have put this on, especially the Carbondale Creative District, Amy here, the Carbondale Chamber, and of course, First Bank is a sponsor of First Friday. So we really, we want to thank them so much for this too. So.
Yeah, it's exciting to actually be here. I know many of you, well, it's so great to see all of you here. I can't believe it. Cindy Heckman, you're out there, Lisa Raleigh, Angela, so many people. And First Fridays was always about us gathering together as a community, right? You know?
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of community, Amy, I think we're maybe going to take a trip out to the streets. What do you think about that?
Yay. I have been cooped up in my house so long. Wait to get out. Let's see what's going on downtown.
All right, let's go check it out. Who might be out on the street right now?
I think that we are looking at Rita Marsh.
Whoa, Rita, nice to run into you out here.
Yeah, look at Rita. And, you know, this is spring into wellness, right?
That's right. Normally, in normal times, this would be. But these aren't normal times. You amazing Carbondale stay-at-homer. I'm Rita and chair of Davina Kent Center for Human Flourishing, and we have offices on Street. As I said, in usual times, we would be with board members and volunteers and be with practitioners of complementary health, entrepreneurs, staff, rec center, and we be and tools and wares and living active, healthy, attaining human flourish. Well, this year is different. We all know that. I trust you're all doing well, and I trust that you're following from the Centers of Disease Department of Public Health to support you in vibrant during a period of mandatory stay-at-home. Garfield County offers updates from their Emergency Operations Center. They're on their website. And I hope that you will sign up to get those streamed to your computer at home or to your. So stay in touch. Stay safe. So I have some hints tonight, and I'm confident that if we follow guidelines and we have caring attitude for ourselves, for our family members, our community members, will see our way through this very challenging situation. Our Oregon Center for Human Flourishing has a health model from Dr. Elliot Dasher. And that's how we select our programs or seminars that we bring to you. So during these stay-at-home days, we're continuing to offer programs through the internet, through Zoom. Yay, Zoom. And so you can check out these events on our calendar on our website. And that's going to stream underneath this picture of the model of integral health. You'll be able to pick that up. So this integral health model is a map that we can use to maintain us. And essentially this says that I am body and I have aspects of myself that I can look at to know if I'm in balance, if I'm obtaining optimum health. On the upper right, there's a very important segment for physical health, biological health. And this is so important at this time that we pay attention to nutrition. Good, healthy, fresh foods. And we're so fortunate in the Valley to have access to amazing growers who have organic foods available for us. Avoid processed foods. That's a good guideline. And hydrate. Water, 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 water. Keep the trillions of cells in your body talking to each other. It's good guideline to avoid caffeinated beverages, and alcohol is also suggested to be avoided. However, it's First Friday and we all like to celebrate. So we're going to do that tonight. The other aspect in the biological realm is to be able to self-regulate. And when you're in a high-stress situation, that's hard to manage a balance in one's life. Self-regulation is extremely important. And next Monday night, Dr. Feinsinger is going to be doing a Zoom class on optimum health and nutrition. And you can tune into him 7 o'clock on Monday night through our website, Zooming, and he will have some good suggestions for you. Other thing to do in these times is fitness. Got to get out there in the sunshine. So important, so important. Just a walk, 20-minute walk once a day. Take an hour bike ride. And don't forget stretching, yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, and there's so many practitioners who are offering online classes at this time. Check out the yoga studios, and the rec center has a whole list of what they have available to help you stay fit at home. Lifting canned goods is a good way to keep the biceps in motion. Don't forget that when you pick up your groceries. Lift them high, lift them high. Time tonight. So I'd just like to spend a couple of minutes with you to look at the psychospiritual aspect of this integral health model, because we're challenged emotionally at this incredible stressful time in our country and on the globe. And so I bring you a little exercise from the Heart Math Institute that you can use several times a day, but I recommend at least twice a day. So I'd like you to join me to create a space of calm, peace, and compassion for yourself and for others. So get comfortable in your chair, feet on the floor, make that connection to Mother Earth. And now focus your attention to your heart space. You might put your hands over your chest and just tune into your heart. And imagine that your breath is flowing in and out. It's your mouth flowing in and out through your heart. And just breathe a little slower and a little deeper than usual. And just take 10 slow breaths in and out. And for someone, something you really care for, bring in a feeling of compassion and love, and bring that into the heart space and feel grounding your heart. Just breathe with that feeling. We're so far with our beloveds at this time, or we may be separated, but just imagine bringing them into. Breathe that feeling. And now extend this feeling of appreciation and compassion out into the world, to your family who may be distant, to your neighbors, community members, people in the state of Colorado, US, and all around the globe. We're all affected. We are all one. And perhaps send extra boost of compassionate caring to the people in healthcare profession lines, caring for the thousands who are affected by the virus. Send them the love and compassion. Okay. And we will eventually get through this. It's who we are at the core, loving, caring here in our community. And we can connect that beyond just Carbondale, Royal Valley, around the globe. So thanks for having me here tonight. From my heart to yours, be well, care.
Thanks so much, Rita. Hey, Amy, I think your microphone might be off.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
I was trying to be respectful. You know, you learn these things. Everybody's learning Zoom and all these new platforms, but the muted microphone is actually a lovely thing.
It is.
People should mute. That's my feeling.
You know, really quickly, Amy, since we didn't say it at the beginning, I just want to welcome everybody to ThunderStream. Thunder River Theater Company has been so excited about just bringing some activities like this online for all of us, because we know you're all out there at home just like we are. So thank you for being here. We're really excited. We have a lot more coming up, and Amy, maybe we should get moving along. So I think next up we have Taylor, who is the general manager and a master mixologist from the Marble Distillery. Hey, how's it going at the Marble Distillery tonight?
More of a sanitation lab other than a distillery, but it's going.
That's right. You guys are making incredible sanitizer, right?
We did. We switched over from making spirits to making sanitizer.
Can you tell us how people can get some of that sanitizer if they want some?
Absolutely. So if you have a small reusable container, just bring it by. We will sanitize it in our 190 solution and then fill it up with a hand sanitizer and give it back to you.
That is so incredible. We really, I mean, I know I've heard so many people talking about how great it is that you guys have had this. And so I think all of us in Carbondale and all around the valley just want to thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah.
Of course. We just love our community, and we really want to get back to making cocktails. Yeah. So we're trying to get everybody nice and clean.
Quick question. When you bring this, do you go to the back or the front?
So we were originally operating out of the back, but we are operating out of the front now. It seems to have worked a little easier for us. You can actually see my sanitizer buckets behind me where my infusions used to be. Yeah, so we have a window. There's a little board that says to just walk up and hand us your container.
Is it infused sanitizer?
I wish. That would be more fun. We actually were doing a lavender water at first, and then we ran out of lavender, so there's no scent anymore.
What drink are you making?
So I figured tonight I would make something that I've gotten a lot of orders for. We're doing batch drinks. And it's also something that I think a lot of people would have at home that they can just make with what they have in their cabinet. So I'm going to make our Margarita for you guys. So we're going to start with rimming the glass. I am originally from Florida, so I love anything citrusy and orangey. So I made a orange sugar rim for this. All you have to do for that is take an orange from the grocery store, put it in a dehydrator overnight, and then put that orange in a blender with some sugar, and you've got orange sugar.
Wow.
Ice might be a little loud on there. So the margarita mix that we use is actually made by a local gentleman. It is the stripped margarita mix. You can find it in any of the liquor stores. A lot of people do have it at home, which is why I decided we use this one.
I have had that before. That's a great mix.
It is so good, yeah. You don't really need to add anything to it. It's just delicious the way it is.
We use it at Mountain Fair. That's one of our main ingredients, along with marble.
Oh, that's awesome! Okay, so we're gonna do about 2 ounces of the margarita mix.
Amy, I don't know about you, but this is giving me margarita envy.
Yeah, we are batching them, so if you get super envious, we'll deliver it to you.
Nice.
This is such a new world. That's so exciting how Polis has loosened up these restrictions and we can support business.
I know. We actually had a guy and his girlfriend come by last week. They did a margarita tour of Carbondale, and we just handed them a plastic cup with the drink in it, and they walked off.
Wow.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to add about 1.5 ounces of the hot pepper vodka. It's one of our vodka infusions. You can make this at home. It's pretty easy. You just take any of the hot peppers you like, jalapeno, serrano, what have you. Put them into vodka for about a week, and then strain the peppers out. Hot pepper vodka.
Wow.
All right, and then we're going to add 1 ounce of our ginger cello as well. I like things super citrusy, as I said before, so add a little extra lime to mine. Shake it up.
I'm having a Pavlovian response where like my salivary glands are going when you start doing the shaker.
I know, right? Been conditioned. All right, you guys, pour over ice. Add a slice of lime. Voila. Cheers.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers. Yay.
Thank you so much for showing us that.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you for just being there and holding the space for these local creatives. Like craft distillers are so important to our economy, and we just hope people are out there supporting you guys.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right. Wow. Well, gosh, we just get to keep going from place to place. Now, this next place we get to visit is actually a little further away than Main Street, Carbondale. Alisa Davies was part of our show that would be opening tonight at the launch pad if life were like it was a month ago. But instead, we postponed the show, but we really wanted to introduce her work to everyone in Carbondale. The show is Angel Places. And Alisa is an abstract acrylic painter. She lives in Boulder, and we're going to visit Boulder. Her paintings in the show are based on locations that have sparked inside her heart and are rippled with magic. Now, she did send us a little update to that because of things that have happened. She's now focusing more on internal landscapes. So
yeah, that was a very last minute change for you, Amy. So thanks for going with it.
It's so great to be able to be here with you, and it's a hard decision for us, and I know for you trying to figure out how to maneuver this new way, but we're going to bring Alisa here when you can all get to meet her and really see her work. But for now, we're going to get a tour of your studio, and you're going to talk a little bit, and people are going to get to know you.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for doing this. I really love it. Every time I go to Carbondale, and especially after the last time I came and I got to meet Brian and Amy, I was just like, I really want to move to Carbondale. I'm actually a mountain girl at heart, and your community is so warm and loving. Hey guys, my kids just walked in.
Oh good, hey, they can say hi.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Yeah, so I originally sent a proposal in last fall, I guess, for an abstracted landscape show. And somewhere back in my life, I read this book that talked about angel places. And those are the places, I find a lot of inspiration and joy from doing activities in nature and being outside, and for my artwork as well as for the rest of my life. And it was just talking about those places in nature, whether you know them every day or you come upon them once in your life that just like hit you hard and like hit your heart. I mean, we all have experienced that. We all live in Colorado. There's many places like that. So it just really spoke to me. And I can't find the book. I can't find the quote, but it was a show that I had in my mind for a long time. And so when I sent it in, I was really jazzed about it. I'm acrylic intuitive painter usually, so meaning that I kind of come up to the canvas and I don't really know what's going to happen. It's really about what's happening to me in the moment, and that comes out visually. So it was kind of this challenge that I'm going to walk around with you now. Kind of this challenge that I wanted to give myself, and just something that I've been thinking about in terms of doing these abstracted landscapes. So I'm going to turn you. This is my studio, kind of fast, but I'm going to start over here. So these are some smaller pieces. This is a smaller piece. I'm from Maine originally, and so these first couple pieces are smaller works, and they're very inspired by growing up in Maine on my parents' property, being in the forest, being in the densely knit fir trees. So, I mean, it's still very abstracted. I definitely started them in a very intuitive way, but you can still tell that they're landscapes, I think. So we're going to kind of keep walking over here. This was another smaller one. This is home. And again, it's kind of based on special places in Maine that I love. So again, this whole idea was to kind of, I don't work from photographs. It was much more based on memory and just imagination and kind of trying to get into that feeling sense of the place and respond to that. So it wasn't about realism at all, because I'm not a realist painter. And then going on down here, this was a trip to Rocky Mountain National Park where we got to witness the elk bugling high above them, and just that feeling of being there, witnessing that magic, watching the males spar, and just the colors of fall starting to come into the summer tones. So that was that piece. And then this piece is where everything started to change a little bit. Let me see, back up a little bit.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, this was like an ocean cove. Again, it was a Maine spot that's very dear to my heart. And it had full fall foliage and the ocean. And at first I was loving it. And then anytime that I start to feel myself getting tight and precious with my work, I know that there's a problem. That it zaps. It's just a really big warning signal for me that something is not all right. If I'm not down here taking risks, having fun, playing, dancing to my music, then there's something going on. So the more precious I hold on to something and the more rigid I am, it's just like alarm bells. So anyway, this piece, I came down one day, I was so done with it, I was so bored with it, it felt stale, and I just kind of went at it. I had just had this energy, and I just took this big brush and this color and just started to kind of work more from within. And this is kind of a shift where I started to change my proposal to you guys, honestly, in terms of abstracting more my own like internal landscapes and kind of remembering that I don't have to follow any rules to make art. None of us do, really. We can let those go. And that, for me, what brings me the most joy is to tap into that inner world and find a way visually to represent that. So these pieces are a little newer over here, and they're definitely, as you can see, there's still really, there's some nature themes to them, but they started to be very influenced by springtime, you know, that what's happening right now in Boulder anyway. Like, we have a lot of daffodils and green coming up, you know, mixed with snowstorms, but like starting to be more spring-like. And so it was that mix of staying true to what I was feeling, as well as responding to what was happening out in nature.
This time, do you find your art you're producing more, or is it harder to get into your studio and really articulate what you're feeling?
For me, it's been really easy to actually get down here. I was in the midst of taking a class at the Art Students League in Denver, which was all about abstract expressionists. It was great.
Yeah.
And I've just been I haven't really shown these to anyone, but I've like started doing these weird figurative, I shouldn't say weird. They're just different deconstructing figure kind of just for me kind of art. And I'm just like leaving my family, or they're coming down with me. And it's just not so like this precious time. Like, I mean, it is precious time, but I'm kind of just mixing in the rest of my life with it a little better than I maybe was before.
Yeah, so it's more integrated. It's life and reality and
yeah, exactly. So I've been actually doing more, and it's much more for just for me. So it's not necessarily stuff that maybe I'm going to show, but you know, it was interesting to kind of turn into these landscapes in a more internal way. It was almost like a premonition of what was coming, you know, that I really did need to get back to that. First and foremost, creating for myself, and being true to that, to my own artistic vision.
Alisa, what originally got you started doing art?
Wow. Well, I actually have a Waldorf school background on the coast of Maine, so that and very artistic and open parents. And I studied art in college, but it really was, it sounds strange, but I know a lot of moms this happens to. Like, it took getting pregnant for my art to actually explode. Yeah, I wasn't like, I wasn't like overjoyed, even though my kids are listening. They know I love them now. But it was hard for me to get pregnant, and so art was a real form of therapy, and it was just it just totally changed at that time. Wow. And I would say that my kids really have made me kind of more claim the title artist than I probably ever did before.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing a studio tour with us. And we can't wait until we get to see your art up here in Carbondale.
I can't wait to see you again in person and meet you, Corey. It's been so fun. And Thank you in the back end.
Thanks again. It's so nice to connect with somebody down in Boulder right now too.
Yeah, I know. This virtual world is pretty fun.
Kind of a new world that we're creating here.
I want to note that Matt Eames, who is also going to be doing the show with you, he's going to be coming up in a couple segments. So we're doing a virtual introduction to you amazing artists, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, Alisa. Wow. Her art is just amazing. It's so exciting that she's coming up here.
You're so vibrant. I can't wait. It gives you hope.
It does. And it also makes me think, wow, we have a little bit of time here. Maybe I can become an artist too.
Yeah. You are an artist.
Different kind of artist, yeah. So next up, we have an incredible musician that actually, Amy, I didn't even know about him until you brought him into the lineup. And Jackson Emmer is just an unbelievable musician he's based in Carbondale. He actually went to CRMS, I found out today when I was talking with him. And just an incredible artist. He has gotten critical acclaim for his 2018 album called Jukebox. He's been in Rolling Stone. He's been on NPR, the Cannes Film Festival, and I think over 150 different radio stations worldwide. And he's just an unbelievable guy. What was that, Amy?
The Mountain Fair stage he's even graced.
Just incredible. Yeah. So let's bring him on. Hi, Jackson. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Doing really well. We're excited to maybe hear a little bit of music from you tonight.
Well, I'm happy and honored to be here. The broadcast has been really cool so far. So thanks for bringing me into it.
Absolutely. We're happy you joined us.
Should I just start playing songs, or was there matters to discuss?
No, let's hear some music.
Yeah, let's hear some music. We'll come on maybe after we hear a little bit from you. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, great. I'm going to play a song. This is my job interview song, which is a place that I know perhaps a lot of us are in right now. I wrote it, I think, last year, hoping I would never have to go to another job interview. But, you know, I guess this is what I get for having written it. Tell me a little bit about yourself. First off, I'm sorry I'm late. What are your interests, hobbies, and such? I like spreadsheets and 12-hour days. What's your greatest weakness? I said caring too much. I said I've heard that once or twice before. I said I'd be a great addition to your fine operation. Just trying to get my foot in the door. I don't want this, but I need it. One day you'll find me. You let her out quick. I don't want this, but I need it. Tell me about this gap here on your resume. I moved to Nashville and right back again. You asked me I deal with conflict at work. When it's hairy, man, I just don't come in. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I'll be a Powerball millionaire. My future avocation is a lack of occupation. I'll be floating down the river somewhere. I don't want this, but I need it. One day you'll find me. You let her out quick. I don't want this, but I need it. All right. You and I are the same. Horns in a rich man's game. I'll wish we quit pretending that I want to be your deputy, regional assistant manager of IT, HR, QC. No, sir, not me. I don't want this, but I need it. One day you'll find me, either that or I'll quit. I don't want this, but I need it. Yes, I need it. Oh, I need it.
Very nice.
That is so nice. And hey, I want to welcome Jackson. We have so many listeners out there. Want to give a shout out to Christy Costello. She's from the creative industries all the way in Denver. She's watching. Yay. And Angela Bruno's out there, and Gerald, and so many good people. Thank you so much. Gosh,
That's so great. Thank you all for listening.
yeah. What do we got next?
Oh, okay, more songs. Well, let's do it. I just released a new song. I'm trying to release new music every week during quarantine. And so this is my second week. This week was a song called Colorado Line, which is on YouTube. And I'm going to play it for you now. I wrote it on my last tour, driving out to California. Last tour for a while.
I was going to say.
There's 28 bullet holes in the Utah border sign when you fly over that Colorado line. As you come in, as you go in, the rattlesnakes don't care. Way on down that Colorado line. Go ahead north to Laramie. Wind so sharp your tears will freeze. You'll see why those cowboys like to drink. Oh, now my money's gone, but I'm feeling fine. Feeding off the sweet sunshine back over that Colorado line. On the hot guitar. My mind got lazy rhyming down a lonesome road to Lyman. Figured a little prairie do me good. Well, sure I dreamt of Tennessee. I came back home with my tail between, back over that Colorado line. Fell for a girl I didn't know, with auburn eyes and alpenglow. Mountain men would kill to dance with her. Well, I could have worked, but for my wife, for my job, and for my life, back over that Colorado line. Now there's 28 bullet holes in the Utah border sign when you fly over that Colorado line. As you come in, as you go in, rattlesnakes don't care. Way on down that Colorado line. Yeah, way on down that Colorado line.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So good. good, Jackson. Yay, we've even got someone that's joining us from Australia.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fray.
So where can people find your music?
Well, I have a website. It's jacksonemmer.com or Facebook/Jackson.Emmer. That works great. I am easily Googleable. And anything people want to do to keep in touch online, I really appreciate it. And I'm easy to get a hold of. And, you know, I'm just happy and honored to be playing music for people. I know we can't be together in the midst of this quarantine, but at least we can come together over some good stuff, and we'll get through it together.
That's fabulous. And, you know, Fred Malo just reminded me, it's true. You played at Governor Politz's State of the Union, right?
I did the State of the State, yeah.
State of the State.
Yeah, that was an honor too. Yeah, I sang the national anthem and I sang the Colorado state songs.
Wow.
And it was cool.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And people should check out Jackson Emmer because he's doing all sorts of live performances from right here in the Carbondale area to the whole world, right?
Yeah, I'm live streaming every Thursday at 6 p.m. on my Facebook page. It's a series called Quarantunes. And we're raising money to support musicians who have been hit by the COVID crisis. So.
Wow, what a great thing to be doing right now. Yeah, so many friends that do gigs all the time, and yeah, they're hurting right now. So that's a great cause.
Yeah, lots of people are hurting, and you know, I just figured why not help if I can. So.
Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on ThunderStream.
All right. Bye.
So, hey, it looks like we have some other people out there. We have Lee Sullivan, Sophia Higby's out there. Hey, even Will Grambois from the Soper Sun is on tonight.
You know, it's so exciting to see all these people out there and people making comments. And I want to take a moment to thank Rebecca Binion and Mark Taylor, because I think this whole idea kind of came from a conversation they had about wouldn't it be fun? And then Mark called me and I was like, I have no idea how we're going to do it. And then I watched ThunderStream, Consensual Improv, and I was like, oh, I know who knows how to do this. So thank you, Thunder River, for creating this kind of platform. And I know that you're going to be doing more things like this. So
yeah, we do have some things coming up. We're excited about it. And in fact, we'll mention it again at the end of the night. But at least the plan for now is that we'll do this again in May, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, First Fridays will not go away in Carbondale. That is for sure. It's in our spirit. It's in our blood.
We will make it happen.
Did you see the light reading the bill is taken on? Can
you bring it closer to the camera? It's hard to see what it is. Up to the camera.
It says,
oh, a journal of the plague years.
Yeah, that's what he does for, you know, light entertainment.
Bill, I'm going to buy you a comic book.
You talk, but he's there.
Hey, I saw a nice comment out here, by the way. It's actually from Carbondale Arts, and they have the word community, but unity is in all caps. So you can't have community without unity. So in the spirit of that, Amy, I want to give you a virtual hug.
A hug. Where'd my hugging partner? Oh, Corey, thank you. Oh, you guys, well, we get to take an exciting trip downtown to one of our Main Street hangs. I don't know about you, Corey, but I can occasionally be found drinking a seltzer, as I am tonight from Batch. They every day I feel like they're kind of a centerpiece. They're out there with half a door open and you know, talking with people, selling growlers, and I see people gather in 6 feet distances, not crowds. We've got to be careful about what we say, but it feels good. It feels good to feel like that connection is there. So. Hopefully, we will be headed down to Main Street, and we're going to run into Pam and Dan.
Hi, guys. How are you tonight?
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to run into you virtually.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you so much. We'd like to get out of the house at least a little.
Have you been coming by the old place there? Have you noticed some action down on Main Street at all?
There's some cars coming, lots of pickup orders going out of the downtown places. So yeah, it's not a typical First Friday, but we've had some smiles and waves and all that.
Hey, well, you're gonna make more people smile now. Let's hear some good music from Pam and Dan.
Thank you.
Hey, this is thanks for having us. This is we're gonna come out with an album in the end of the spring, maybe early summer, maybe late summer, maybe early fall. This album's going to be called Common Ground, and this is the title track. There's a young man in a new land, north of Mexico. He's pledging his allegiance. Today he took that oath. There's a long line of picket signs flying around D.C. A young girl in Atlanta dreaming White House dreams. Brought up differently, grateful to be alive and free. Thank God we're not all the same. That gives us something to celebrate. So pull the chair on up and we'll fill each other's cup. Here in common ground, USA. Well, there's a shepherd from the bayou trying to keep his family fed. He kneels down on Sunday and he prays for a better cash. A farmer from Nebraska trying to hold on to his land. Out on the reservation sits the first American. We're not perfect, but we're trying. Learning from each other over time. Thank God we're not all the same. Well, that gives us something to celebrate. So pull the chair on up and we'll fill each other's cup. Here in common ground, USA. Hey!
Deep down, doesn't everyone want a little place in the sun where they can be with the ones they love? Though we might disagree, we still got a right to speak. That's what makes this country great. Thank God we're not all the same. That gives us something to celebrate. Pull the chair on up and we'll fill each other's cup. Here in common ground, USA. Here in common ground, USA. Common ground, Carbondale, Colorado.
So good. So true, so true. We really are experiencing and finding out where all our common ground is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying anyway.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, you guys are over at Bats keeping your social distancing, and we're kind of leading up to a really big moment here.
That's right. So we do have some noisemakers and shakers for anyone who's very close. I've sanitized them. They're out front. But there's a group of people out in the neighborhood over behind City Market. I always forget what it's called. But they've been doing bell ringing at 7 o'clock every night to connect with each other and to make some noise. And so that's been growing around Carbondale communities. And I think Allie was going to lead us is going to lead us. We still have a few minutes. Allie is going to lead us in making some noise right at around 7 o'clock, right?
I think we have our microphone off right now.
Yeah. Well, I think we might have time to do one more quick song and then hit that, or do you want to? So people should go ahead and get themselves ready. Right at 7 o'clock, we're going to come back and just ring and go crazy.
One other quick thing too about this, I actually saw a video on, I think it was on Facebook today, or maybe YouTube, and it was the city of New York, and same thing at 7 p.m. That city just erupted with cheering, also to celebrate everyone that's on the front line, all of the people working in the medical professions, and everyone that's working at the grocery stores and hotels and all these different places, taking that risk to just help us all out.
This has been really powerful.
It's so amazing. So at 7 p.m. in about 5 minutes from now, you'll see we're going to do a little activity just to...
So we're going to do one quick little song, and then we're going to shift right back and do the 7 o'clock, let's make some noise.
That's perfect. Let's do it.
Ready.
We should do one for, how about if we do one for John Prine?
Yeah, this one goes out to John Prine. We like to cover his stuff.
Let's do Spanish poetry.
Okay.
1, 2.
Hey! How you doing, William? Good.
She was a level-headed dancer on the road to alcohol. And I was just a soldier on the way to Montreal. But she brushed her chest against me at the time the jukebox broke. Sang her song all night long. These are the words she spoke. Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own. But I sat there at the table, I acted real naive. I knew that topless lady had something up her sleeve. Well, she danced around the bar room, she did the hoochie coo, sang her song all night long, just telling me what to do. Blow up your TV, throw away your papers, go to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own.
All right, we got dancing. Get those noisemakers ready. We're almost there.
You know, I was young and hungry and about to leave that place. Just when I was leaving, well, she looked me right in the face. They do that. I said, you must know the answer. She
I
said,
said no, but I'll give it a try.
this very day we've been living that way. And this is the reason why we blew up our TV. Threw away our papers. Went to the country to build us a home. Had a lot of children, fed them on peaches. They all found Jesus on their own. We blew up our TV, threw away our paper, went to the country, build us a home. Had a lot of children, fed them on peaches. They all found Jesus on their own.
We're going to turn it over to Allie to conduct this beautiful thing.
Yay, we're outside already. There's Allie. Uh-oh, she went away.
Uh-oh, she'll be back.
We're ready to make noise. Get your noise.
Allie's mic is muted, so your mic's muted so I can see over here. You want to use this one?
Come on over here. Right on over here.
I love live.
Hi.
We're gonna go outside and make some noise. And we have a list of thank yous as well. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Thanks for doing this, Allie.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this. This is amazing. It's a great way to be together.
It doesn't matter.
So I do have some thank yous that I wanted to make sure I didn't forget, because there's been so many amazing people that have been, you know, a part of keeping us all sane, right? So I've got a little list here, but obviously our amazing medics and first responders, hospital staff, physicians, we just can't thank them enough. We know, you know, they have such a hard job. Carbondale Task Force, Mayor Dan Richardson, Lift Up and Mark Taylor over at the 3rd Street Center, keeping people fed, Town of Carbondale Parks and Rec, Valley Meals and More. We've got Dave Reed and the Carbondale Mutual Aid Facebook page, Carbondale Police Department, Carbondale Chamber and Carbondale Tourism, Katie and Kay, obviously keeping us informed so much, Soper Sun and all of our local publications, RAFTA, our hardworking restaurants and bars and essential businesses, citizens for taking care of their neighbors, our city market and our city market hero, Peter Mertz. All of our grocers valley-wide, our postal department and delivering, everyone that's delivering our packages and goods, our teachers teaching virtually, Bonedale Ballet, Hand Makery, all of our creative outlets for our children, and our local artists and nonprofits for continuing to create and promote themselves, and to Miss Amy Kimberly for keeping us together. Thank you.
Hey, everybody make some noise.
Make some noise, guys.
That's how it's happening. All right. Oh my gosh, that was so great. I'm so there we go.
What's happening down here?
I think we all miss Main Street a lot. Yay.
That was so great. Thank you guys for putting this together.
You know,
it's amazing.
Oh, Allie.
Oh, she's breaking up.
You know, she's been such a big part of keeping this town together. I'm so glad that people move here and really make the community. So thank you, Allie.
Now, do you guys have time for us to do another song, or are you moving on?
No, we have time. Let's
do it. Come on, Daniel. We're going to do another song.
Pam, this is probably far-fetched, but there is a request for Bill Withers. You don't happen to know that, do you?
For what?
Bill Withers.
Oh, it ain't no sunshine.
All right, we'll do it. You know what? Here's the thing. I love this song, and I'm learning to sing it, but we'll do it, but you'll have to forgive us if it's not perfect.
You can do two. You got time for two, so.
We're going to wing it.
Here's wing it.
Bill Withers. Just A minor, E minor.
That's up.
2, 3, 4.
Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. He's always gone too long. Anytime he goes away. What? I wonder this time where he's gone. I wonder if he's gone to day. Ain't no sunshine when it's gone. He's always gone too long. Anytime he goes away. I know, 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 I know. I ought to leave that man alone. There ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. And this house just ain't no home anytime he goes away. Anytime he goes away. Anytime he goes away. Dear Bill Withers, we love him. We miss him. All these people, we just have to hold all these great beings in our heart, you know, as they pass along. But they're still with us.
Is Allie still around?
Yes, come on over.
Come on over for a minute, Allie.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, Rebecca Binion says that's your fashion show hat.
This was my fashion show hat. So, I'm taking the opportunity.
That's true. We got you. This was my fashion show outfit as well.
Well, you're always fashionable. We're just trying to keep up with you.
So, Allie, what is Batch doing? How are you getting through these times?
Yeah, so we are doing curbside service and delivery. And so you can order online, hard seltzer or beer. Maybe I can kind of give you a little tour. But, we're here every day from 2 to 6. We're hanging on. And let's see if you guys can see my bartenders.
Yay!
My beautiful bartenders. So we've got our crowlers here. So they've got an order right now, and they are filling crowlers. Amy's got her seltzer.
Jealous.
Yeah, so Lisa and JVT are here filling crowlers. We've converted our fun garnish box into our sanitation box. And then you just come out and these lovely people are waiting for a beer.
Yay! Hi,
yeah, so that's kind of how it works. And you can order online, and I deliver myself. Not in this hat, but I can.
Oh.
And it's been good. It's been, like I said, with Raleigh earlier today, it's been, every day is different, but some days people just come and say hi to us, and that's great too.
Yeah. That's what's important. And, we're so glad you're there right in the center. Can't wait till we're all like hanging out there on a First Fridays again.
I know.
Incredible Chris Erickson art behind you.
No, my goodness, my background is just dynamite right now.
Well, thank you, Allie. And I did order online, you guys. It was so easy. Even
I know you did it right.
I did it right.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's really easy. So I recommend y'all get out there and do it. It's a great way to support local business. I think we're going to go out with Pam and Dan singing one more song if we can.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's get. We didn't know we would get so much love here. I better get.
We might break away in the middle of it, but
that's awesome. Just fade out whenever you need to.
Yeah.
Any requests?
No requests.
Head over here.
All right, we're gonna share one more of our originals with you.
All right.
Thank you.
Song is called Head Over Heels.
It will be on the new album.
I spend my days in a bubble, nights out of trouble. Everywhere I go, I'm thinking of you.
Need to appreciate these words I contemplate and tell you just exactly how I feel.
Head over heels over you. Head over heels over you. We're north and south, east and west. I ain't found nobody like you.
Wow.
That was so great.
So good. Oh my gosh. It just makes me feel so connected anyways. And just seeing familiar faces that we don't get to see, and just knowing that like Darren Binion is headed to pick up his crowler now. I mean, the things we know from this.
That's so amazing.
Yeah. And now, this always happens to me. I walk down the street on First Fridays when I'm lucky enough not to be working. And then I have a drink. And then I got to rush back to the Carbondale Clay Center so that I can catch the amazing shows they have. And I know that they've had to doing the same thing as we are at the Arts Council, kind of just waiting and postponing some shows because they're too good to just do virtually. We want people to really see this work, feel it. It's such a visceral thing. But this next artist is, he's the gallery manager, studio and gallery manager at the Carbondale Clay Center. And his work is a reminder of the lack of permanence, so timely, that exists within our constructed realities. I mean, when he came up with this, he didn't even know this was going to be happening. The show is called Forever Until Tomorrow. And we are going to join Matthew Eames. You can find out more about him at MatthewEamesCeramics.com or at the Clay Center. You can always find Matthew at the Clay Center. We get to see him right here. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
All right. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this show and how you got to this title and thought. And then here we are. And what are you doing?
Yeah. I like to play around with that different idea of lack of permanence. I was trying to come up with some thoughts that kind of coincided with my proposal for this show. And as I was kind of rummaging around, the idea of impermanence and the title Forever Until Tomorrow kind of came out of it. And I fell in love with that title. And it embodied so much of what I was thinking about for this show, and what I've been doing in my artwork for a while. And now it's almost poetic in a way that this is the result, and this is where we're at. So, what I'm going to do tonight is I wanted to give a little bit of a demonstration as to how I kind of work in the studio and what I'm working with. So I prepared quite a few different things for everyone, and I'm going to show you guys how I extrude. The fun part about that is when I was in grad school, I took some time and I was thinking about the different structural elements that I like to play with and the things that I like to show off. And the I-beam and the angle iron kind of came through as a very modern element that I really enjoyed to play with. But there was something about the historical and the past and what we were referencing that also played hand in hand. So that's where that impermanence kind of came from, because I was thinking about, well, what is actually existing today and what is actually existing from history that we actually have, that we can draw from. And it's so few and far between. So I started creating these extruder dies that are all these different shapes. And I had them CNC cut out of plexiglass so I could make different specific shapes when I am creating with clay. Because when you're hand building and all these other things, it's like very visceral. It's very it doesn't have much control. So I wanted to have a little bit, at least in what I was playing with. So I also have this, these smaller ones. So these ones are big, and these ones are little. And I have 4 in this piece. And I was really enjoying that scale. So I started to figure out how I wanted to work with that scale. So this extruder piece, right, I just have this little catch that this holds into. And then I use these coddle pins to hold it in this extruder. And it's basically like a giant Play-Doh machine that I get to have fun with. Take me back to being a kid again. And I hook this up. I put a tube of clay, which I have right here. That actually is black clay. So what's fun about that brown clay you see in front of you is when it's fired, it turns pitch black. And I have some pieces that I'll show you guys really quick once I put these coddle pins in. So this is an example of what I get. And this I-beam is that black clay that comes out from this brown clay when it's fired. So I get these different shapes and sizes, and I'm working on this kind of stuff for this piece called Clusterlings for the show. And I have ones that don't have any extruded pieces. I have some glaze that get really funky involved. And this will reference, if you can see without that light shining, this piece is an ionic column from classical Roman architecture. And I have this mold right here that I've prepped that has that exact shape that I'm going to work on when I extrude out these pieces. So what's really simple is I take this clay, pop it in here, okay, plop this lever in, and when I lift it up, it just that lever action coming down gives me a little pressure. And this is nothing. That clay is so soft, particularly with those small pieces, I can just put a little bit of pressure, right? And just squeeze out some shapes. You know, maybe get to a really solid stance that you can get this sumo squat going and squeeze out some clay, right? And when I put that pressure down, I get these pieces that come out. And I have a mark here for 24 inches. It's about where I usually work with. This is a funneling knife that I just work with to cut these pieces off. So I have this fun little cross beam, this little X shape that happens here. I've got a version of an angle, I-beam that I kind of distorted. I have an angle iron piece right here. And then I've got my I-beam. And this is all really wet. And I usually have to let this dry for quite a bit. So upside is because clay is also tactile. Let that dry. I can work on something else. Just so happens, like a cooking show, I just made this for you right now. I've got this ionic column that I threw earlier today. And I've got this piece that came out. And it's going to pop out of that mold. Just like that. Okay. So what's fun is I just take this based on the shapes and sizes that I'm working with. I cut that up so that I can create these clusterlings. Kind of randomly decide that. And when I go to this part, I just kind of, I've already decided this earlier today. I'm going to cut this right here. Okay. Cut this down the middle. Got these sweet spirals that come into play. When I start cutting that up and start integrating this modern architecture, it's really fun and playful that I get to work with both of that imagery, and it kind of speaks to this language. So when I'm working on these pieces, when I was thinking about these wall sculptures, I was thinking, how do I put these up? So I started carving out these pieces. This is actually a citadel kind of church part. You can kind of see a cross in the middle here. And I took and I started hollowing out them from the back. And then I have these really interesting little hangers. Okay. So these hangers are how I'm going to install them. And every piece that I have, which is actually over 500 at this point.
Oh my gosh.
So
wow.
I'm looking at this piece right here. And I've been doing this for months, hilariously enough. And now I have a few more months to work on it. So that's great.
Yeah. We'll be up to thousands by the time we get in there.
Maybe, yeah. So I'm going to cut this one in half. And I'm going to cut this one in thirds. And because I came prepared, I have some pre-made hardened pieces that I get to work with. Okay. So these are those same ones, but that I've taken out, I've refined, I've cut up into about a size and shape that I really like, that I want to work with. I've got some actual slab parts that I like to play with as kind of structural elements. So this this double cut that's right here, I'm going to take this full large I-beam shape that I'm working with and just clean that up real quick. A little sponge over that end so it's smooth and clean. Throw a little scoring in there. I've got some pre-made slip right here. Slap that on there. I like to be a little messy sometimes because I feel like that adds to that tenuous nature and that kind of fluidity that I'm working with. So I just squish that together. Nice and tight. Make sure that's in place. And what's good is I'm using this table as my format as if it's the wall. So I've got this just little extra that I'm going to work with right here. Slip and score that and put these guys on here real quick on the top.
This could be the quickest demo you've ever had to do, huh, Matt?
Sorry?
I said it could be the quickest demonstration you've ever had to do of a life's work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I came so prepared for this one. So I'm like, I'm ready. I timed myself. It was 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I felt great about it. So I've got this piece, which I've obviously made a little messy, but I'm going to clean it up from the backside. And then I'll carve out this back area so that I can put a little hanger on the back and let this dry out. Which then when it sits on the wall, you'll see something like this from the wall.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Yay. Wow. And what people, so Matt was supposed to be paired with Alisa Davies at the Carbondale Arts R2 Gallery, and we would have been having an opening with Matt and Alisa tonight. But we're lucky that we get to be in your studios and see both of you talking about your work. It's a little more insight. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, me too. This is incredible.
Yeah, that's to say that our show would be as dynamic, but this is maybe a little different. So.
Yes, well, we're going to get to experience it in both ways because there will come a time when the show will be up and we'll all get to gather again.
No, it'll be great, and I'm excited by her work. I was glad to tune in earlier and hear some of the language that she was using, you know, and I really liked what she was presenting as well, because I think we do tie together. I find it funny that she went to more internal rather than external as of late, but that's how art is, right? We all change our minds as we come along, and we decide, yep, I'm gonna just do this thing, and then we just go for it.
Yeah, and I want to tell everybody out there that Matt's work is actually on the Rio Grande Artway, and I know a lot of people are out on the Artway these days, and he has an installation. I actually have the little thing I got to put in the ground that says it's your work. I'm going to post that this week, but it's right past Dos Gringos, either if you're on your way or if you just left it, and you'll see Matt's piece out there. It's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, that piece is called Through and Through, and doesn't involve as much of this imagery so much, but involves a brick shape that I often use within my artwork as well, that I like to play with. So I have these hollowed out bricks forms that are suspended within these cables between these two pipes that are wrapped in white fishing line and just kind of containing it. But it, again, another idea of impermanence.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have to run soon, right? You know how First Fridays is, but Clay Center is still out there, and people can get clay and help support the Clay Center through these times, right?
Incredible gift. That's one of my favorite places to go.
Email me or email Angela. Yeah, and we can try to help you as much as we can. We are all quarantined and working from home, and so we're trying to do the best we can. But we are still here and available for all of you. And with that said, we as all the Clay Center and our family, we all want to extend an arm and appreciate our Carbondale community, our Clay Center family. Love you all and appreciate all your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Angela.
Yay. Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
A lot of people watching that are big Clay Center fans out there. So thanks for tuning in. Jessica Cabe, long time no see. We still don't get to see you, but thanks for joining us. Well, boy, we got a big treat coming up now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Who loves cats? Wow, that was amazing.
That was incredible.
My latest fashion.
Oh, that is stunning, Amy.
Thank you, thank you. You can use any pin, but it's hard to talk through. So that was Sue Drinker.
Yeah, thanks, Sue, for putting that video together.
And that is her catio. That's what it's called. Not everybody has a cat patio. So
I have to tell you, Amy, that my dogs were fascinated by the catio.
See, now they're going to want a doggio.
I think they like the catio better.
Aw, well, thank you, Sue Drinker, for putting that together for us. See, art comes in all forms.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know about you, Amy, but I'm feeling like I'm in the mood for something sweet.
Oh, me too. I had some delicious goat dinner from the goat.
Love the goat.
Yeah, it was so good.
We love you, Stacy. Hi.
Yeah. And I hope all of you have been enjoying food from out and about or home-cooked meals. I know Corey's been cooking a lot of home-cooked meals.
I have, but at the same time, you know, I'm definitely wanting to support all those restaurants out there by doing some curbside takeaway.
Yay. So what do we got to satisfy our sweet tooth?
I think we're going to bring Mark Burrows to talk about some of his chocolate. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you guys?
Doing great. Thanks for coming on tonight.
My pleasure. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with all the great acts we've had so far.
Oh, I believe you can, Mark. Mark, and for people that don't know Mark, he is known probably more as a photographer in the Valley and an amazing beekeeper. He's my go-to bee man, and he teaches at CMC and other places. But he has also another talent that he's sharing with all of that, and that's as chocolatier and CEO of Pollinator Chocolates. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, I'm still a photographer, so I'd like to get a picture. I see everybody do this from the stage, and now that I'm famous and everything, I need to get a picture of everybody in the audience. Everybody stand up and wave. I'm gonna take a big photo. That's awesome. You guys are great. So yeah, I started making chocolate. And actually, a quick correction: I'm not a chocolatier. I'm a chocolate maker. The difference is that a chocolatier takes chocolate and does amazing things with it, like truffles, ganaches, and things like that.
Okay.
I take the bean. This is what comes out of the tree. It's actually a fruit that comes out of a tree. It's grown 20 degrees north or south of the equator only. It's a very finicky tree. Requires a lot of drainage, but a lot of water, so it's hard tree to grow. But as a chocolate maker, I get the beans, the seeds that come out of the pods of the cacao tree that then are then put into a process on the farmer's side where they cut it from the tree, break it open, scrape out the mucilage, put it in a big box with all the other beans, like a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot square box. Then they let that ferment for about 5 to 7 days in its own juices. And after that, most of the mucilage will liquefy and drain out. Then they'll take all that, and they're turning it the whole time too, so they can get an equal and even distribution of heat because fermentation creates heat. Then they'll take that and they'll dry it. It usually takes a week or so to dry, depending on the rainy season, how humid it is down there, which is in most cases quite humid. And then they'll throw it in bags and ship it to a broker here in the U.S. who I buy it from. So then I get raw beans, and I will attempt to roast them, winnow them, grind them, and then slowly make them into chocolate. The whole process takes about 3 days. But today I wanted to show you a quick, even though this is more of a chocolatier thing to do, showing you how to make chocolate is such a time-consuming event. I couldn't figure out a way to make it happen within 10 minutes. It usually takes me about 3 days to make a single bar of chocolate. So I was just going to do a quick, show you how to temper chocolate in the process, make some lovely bonbons at the same time. So I've already got prepared a bowl of liquefied chocolate, often called molten chocolate. It's sitting at about 120 degrees right now over a double boiler that I have here on my stove. So anybody can do this at home. It's pretty simple. So the first thing you want to do is, because chocolate is very picky about how it's treated, You can't introduce any moisture into it whatsoever, like any alcohol or liquid or water or anything. So even though it's been sitting on a double boiler, I have to be really careful to make sure like there's no water dripping off when I pour this into my mold, because it will cause the chocolate to seize and it'll turn into a mess, and it's basically unusable at that point, and I have to pretty much throw it away and start over again, which I don't really want to do. So one of the most common methods of tempering, there are multiple methods. This is like a great home method of doing it. It's called tabletop tempering. And I've got this nice little granite slab that stays nice and cool temperature. And so what I want to do is I want to take about 2/3 of the chocolate, pour it onto the slab, and leave about 1/3 resting in the bowl. It's still at about 120 degrees. Then I'm going to take a couple of spatulas and just mix it up on the slab until it cools down about 80 degrees. That's what the marble's for. Marble stone is great for cooling things down quickly. And I have a thermometer here, a digital thermometer, that'll tell me the temperature. Now it's at 96 degrees. Oh, yeah, this is also really handy too for other things, for coronavirus related. Amy, how am I doing? Am I gonna live? I got it? All right, good. All right, good. So we just keep mixing it up until it gets down to about, let's see what I'm at. I'm at 83 degrees, so a few more degrees. This is such a small amount of chocolate that it's going to cool down really, really quickly. All right. Still about 83. Do a couple more swipes. Let it cool down. 81 degrees, that's close enough. So at this point, I want to gather it all up, and I'm going to put it back in the bowl. Because I want to mix it with the other chocolate and bring it down to a better temperature of around 90 to 95 degrees. And this can get really messy really fast, as you can tell. But it's really fun to do with kids, because obviously, look at all the mess I'm making. This is really fun to do. What could possibly go wrong with kids and chocolate? All right. Now I'm going to mix all that in really good together. And one of the key things about chocolate is they do this thing, practice called shear, where you want to like add a lot of air into it. And I'm taking the temperature now. It's at 89.4, 90 degrees. So that's a really good temperature. So I'm going to pour it into this quick mold. This is just a simple bonbon mold. And I'm going to fill up the entire thing. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to flood all the cavities with chocolate. And I'm going to scrape off the excess. Then I'm going to let that sit in there for a bit. I can like swirl it around, because the goal is I want to make a chocolate shell. And I'll fill that shell with a ganache and some other yummy things I've got standing by here. So I'm going to let that swirl around, and then I will dump the remainder back into the bowl. And I'll turn that so I get a nice even distribution of the shell. I want to get it as even as possible. And I can use this to scrape it down. And then once it feels like it's pretty good, like nothing else is going to come out, give it a good final scrape, clean up the sides so I don't trash everything in my house. I'm going to take this and put this in my fridge. But I want that to cool for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to put this back on my double boiler just so it's ready for my next step. When it comes out of the fridge, it should look just like this. These are basically chocolate shells. And then we're going to fill this I have two types of ganache. One is a chocolate ganache made with just cream and a little bit of butter. And I use this fabulous ginger liqueur to add to it. So I love ginger, one of my favorite things. So I'm just going to fill these up, but I only want to fill them about 3/4 of the way, maybe a little bit more, because what I want to do is eventually is to be able to top it.
Is this torture for you? Because this is torture for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are just having amazing chocolate cravings. You're really turning on the audience, Mark.
Yeah, there are a lot of comments coming in.
My sister-in-law made me this this beautiful, it's a lemon curd filling. So I'm going to use that on the other half. And be careful. Try not to get any on the actual case itself. Oh, got a log jam. There we go. Whoa, too much.
Uh-huh.
That happens.
I love lemon curd, though.
Mark, how long have you been making chocolate?
For about a year. If something like that happens where I've overfilled the cavity way too much, I can take that, take like something else. Like, just, you got to clean that out of there because there's no way that's going to be able to set up and to do anything with. And you can tap it. If you want to flatten out, because we're going to put a top on it. We want to put a hard chocolate shell top on top of it. So it looks something like that.
Wow.
Wow, that looks amazing.
I don't want to put this.
Amy Yalanis wants to know if you deliver. Oops, he's having a refrigerator moment.
But I think it's, hey, Mark, Amy was asking.
It's very ugly in there.
Amy was asking if you do any delivery at all.
I do. I do delivery on Carbondale with my e-bike.
Nice.
And how do people get in touch with you?
Through my website. I believe it's at the bottom of the screen there. It's pollinatorchocolate.com.
Oh.
It's you.
And going to my keyboard.
All the chocolate you want. I have lots and lots of chocolate. So, the next step is you want to take your tempered chocolate, and because it sat here for so long, it cooled down, and I put it on the double boiler again, then heat it up too much. So I've got to re-temper it, which, fortunately, I've got this excellent marble slab. So right now it's sitting at 105 degrees. Am I still okay on time there, Amy?
Well, you know, about a minute or two, about a minute maybe. How's that going for you?
Well, yeah, let's do this. We'll skip this, and because that'll take another couple of minutes just to do it. But this is what it'll look like coming out of the fridge. You have like this a liquefied center, but it's hardened now, so you can actually put a top on it. And when you're done with it, I would turn that over. Pull that out of the fridge.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Mm.
Like these shiny, delicious, wonderful bonbons. It's like slice it.
Oh, just for you.
It'll look like that.
That looks so good. Stacey, you got it over
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you should try it. This is awesome.
I'm going to be going online right now and ordering some, actually. Those look amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is awesome. Right here in our little town. Thank you, Mark Burrows. And thanks for everyone out there joining us. Katrina Byers is with us tonight. And Chris, yeah, we've got lots of fans. And now everybody wants some pollinator chocolate.
Absolutely. I'm definitely one of them. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks to Allie. Going to finish my night with a tall boy.
Yeah. Tis beautiful. Thank you, Mark. All right. Well, you know, where does most First Fridays? Where do you always end up at one point or another on First Fridays?
I mean, there's a place right across the street from Thunder River Theater Company, right?
Yeah.
So, we definitely head over to Beer Works. Here's Patrice coming in from Beer Works. So
They're here.
join us.
They're here.
She's transporting right now into ThunderStream. Come on, Patrice, you can make it. Come on.
Here. We're here. April comes
Patrice, do we have you?
I'm here. Can you not hear me?
See?
We're here.
Yeah. You guys look great too. I love the outfits.
Thank you.
Well, we are here to do a little music trivia, let you know about Beer Works and all the wonderful specials that are going on. Patrice?
I'm going to make a mocktail you can give your kids while you drink your cocktail, because I see all of you on Instagram drinking.
What? You mean like your house-made ghost juice?
Yes.
Oh, this is delicious stuff.
All right, here we go. April's going to ask you a question, and I'm going to start to prepare our cocktail.
We've got.
And by the way, really quickly, everybody, if you think you know the answer, go ahead and type it in live on Facebook or YouTube, and they'll be able to see these answers.
All right.
And we have prizes.
We have prizes. We have a $25 gift card to Artique and a Mountain Fair t-shirt. We also have a couple of $15 gift cards for here at Beer Works, and winners will be posted tomorrow on Beer Works Facebook page. So you can check out, if you answer the questions you think you might have won, check it out tomorrow. So here we go. Patrice is going to start her cocktail, her mocktail.
We are making a partridge in a pear tree. I will have how to make everything on my Facebook page. Can you see me? Oh, you can. We start with some Bazook juice.
Patrice, are you going to put that on your personal Facebook page, or will it be on Beer Works?
It'll be on Beer Works page. I'll put
Great.
it on the recipes and the breakdowns, and then how to add bourbon for the adults.
All right, great.
Oh, yeah. Add a little bourbon for mommy's drink.
First question.
Here we go. First question for music trivia. What pioneering electronic recording artist and former member of the group Roxy Music coined the term ambient music and released Ambient One Music for Airports in 1978? If you think you know the answer, go ahead and type it in.
Type it in. Yeah.
Type it in.
While you're thinking about that, we'll add 1 ounce of Earl Grey tea to our partridge in a pear tree.
Earl Grey tea. All right. So the answer to that, what pioneering electronic recording artist, former member of the group Roxy Music, termed the coin ambient music? That was Brian Eno.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Go on to the next question. You're already
That's all right. See? Little good juice on this end. How are you guys doing out there?
We're
having a great time. Hey, really quickly, while you guys are on, really quickly, can I just mention to everybody that you guys are doing curbside takeout, aren't you? And also delivery?
You can do takeout. You can come in as long as there's not any other, like more than 2 other people in here and it's marked 6 feet apart. Curbside or delivery. Yes.
And to do that, people can call you at, what is it, 970-704-1216.
1216. Don't message me on Facebook because I'm terrible. Text me 312-209-2054.
Great. And I believe that you might have mentioned to us that you're doing a Sunday, what is it? Fried chicken.
Fried chicken dinner every Sunday. We've sold out every Sunday. You can get an order of 2 or an order of 4 with mashed potatoes and coleslaw. Add some mac and cheese. Get a growler of beer. We got it all.
I'm going to be signing up for that.
So people can get growlers there too, right? So it's the same thing. People can get growlers. They bring their growlers to you though, right? That's
yeah, I have some, or we can, if you bring it in, we put it, we put gloves on and put it in our sanitizer, and then we'll fill it just to make sure that it's clean.
Great.
All right, let's go on with some more music trivia. Name the hip hop group from Hollis, Queens, New York, who released the LP Raising Hell in 1986, which became the first multi-platinum selling record in that genre.
While you think about that, add 2 dashes of walnut bitters to your drink.
There you go. What are you sipping on there? Is that a flagship beer?
This is beer on a whim IPA. If you don't know, we moved to Carbondale after 36 hours of being here, and that is what our IPA is named after.
They came here on them. All right. Name the hip hop group from Hollis, Queens, New York,
who released the LP Raising Hell in 1986. Oh, looks like somebody might have got that.
Oh, and
Wow.
while you think about that, add a quarter of butterfly pea tea. It's not pea from a butterfly. It's a flower, I think. You can get it on Amazon for $8. I'll tell you how to make it.
All right. How about another question in our music trivia? Name the 1970s English glam rock group fronted by Mark Bolan, who tragically died in a car crash in 1978. It's tragic.
What? While you think about that, we're going to add a quarter ounce of lemon juice.
This sounds like a pretty good mocktail. All right, that was name the 1970s English glam rock group formed by Mark Bolan, who tragically died in a car crash in 1978. Well, what are you mixing up there?
And then we have a partridge in a pear tree. We usually add a little peppercorn and sliced pears. I don't have any here right now. And then may I suggest for your own version, you add some marble bourbon.
There you go. That's the mommy tail.
That's the mommy tail.
What heavy metal icon once bit the head off a live bat on stage in a concert in Des Moines, Iowa in 1982? And I'm not giving out the answers. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to do that.
I don't think she is,
I don't
right?
think I'm supposed to do that.
You guys are doing great. Whatever you're doing is really working, and so many people are in here. It's like neck and neck on the
Get in here.
Get in there. All right.
I don't know who let us on here, but God bless you guys for letting us do this.
Stacy Dickerson jumped in with a guess, but I don't think she was right.
Cat Rich.
Oh, there you go, Cat Rich. Cat Rich. And we've got what all-girl new wave band from Los Angeles had a smash hit with the 1982's We Got the Beat single from their debut album, Beauty and the Beat. I have to say, you know, I saw them with David Bowie.
David Bowie, wow.
David Bowie in
I'm
concert.
impressed.
That was not a bad concert there. Party on, Trish.
Party on, April.
You girls are doing great. I love the steampunk kind of look you got, girls. Putting there. COVID fashion.
We're gonna say this is Waterworld meets what is that?
I'm gonna say I didn't have any hair product today. That's my look.
Thunderdome meets Waterworld. And we've got
I think we might have a winner. Yay!
Good job, Muggsy.
All right. I have one more question. How many more questions can we do here?
We keep going.
All right, we'll keep going.
You're in charge now.
All right. Oh, you don't want that.
I am in charge now.
I would go forever. Time.
I think we have time for maybe one more question. Real quick.
Where are we?
Read number 7.
Okay, we're gonna hope I can read this. What does that say? A Sketch of Spain was an LP. People know what an LP is, right? Released in 1960 by which legendary jazz trumpet player?
Yeah. There we go. Sketches of Spain was an LP released in 1960 by which legendary jazz trumpet player? Maybe they get extra credit for knowing what LP means.
Yeah, you should.
Look at that. Tight Riley, you've been killing it tonight. Music, Tight Riley.
All right, what are we on now?
Go to 8.
Did we do that? We're going to 8. Okay.
I don't know if we might have just.
We don't know what we're doing. Which founding member of New York experimental rock group Sonic Youth authored the 2018 memoir "Girl in a Band"?
Girl in a Band.
I don't know the answer to any of these questions. Somebody wrote them for me.
We had a ghostwriter. We had a ghostwriter writing our questions for us. Which artist had a sleeper hit with 2017 Truth Hurts single?
And Tight's getting a lot of these quite right.
He's been drinking my beer all day. It made him smarter.
That's good. That's a good plus.
And he had spaghetti and meatballs. He's been tailgating in my truck. Which he doesn't know the questions, though, people. He didn't know the questions. I didn't give them to him.
Okay.
I don't like him that much.
They were under tight wraps.
Yeah, he's been hitting me up, though, about when we were going to do this. All right, and we have another question. Which artist, while remaining a member of Fleetwood Mac, released her debut solo album, Belladonna, in 1981?
Well,
Ooh,
that's right.
I don't know. Do we ask all the questions? Did we do this one?
I think we might have missed one there.
I think we missed that one.
Name the artist who.
We're not drunk.
We're not. Name the artist whose debut 1993 album, Exile in Guyville, was purportedly a song-by-song response to the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main Street LP.
Throwing that LP in there again.
Ooh. All right. Music trivia, which is here once a month, supporting Andy Zanka Youth Empowerment Program, which is our favorite youth radio in conjunction with KD&K. So if you enjoy music trivia, you got a little taste of it tonight, you can come back. Patrice,
when we can have people back.
When we can have people back.
It's going to happen.
We have a lot of fun stuff that go on here. In the meantime, you can get growlers of cocktails.
On a whim.
On a whim.
Local businesses. Yeah.
Please support everybody on Main Street, not just me. Everybody needs, we all need some support right now. And honestly, I want to say this, Carbondale has been amazing with the support I've seen so far. It's been really great, and it's really heartwarming to see. And it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, and hey, thanks to both of you for bringing a little fun online to ThunderStream tonight. It's fun.
Thank you so much
for allowing us.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for having us over.
Great to see you guys.
Party on.
Cheers.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we have gone a little late, but First Fridays goes on, and that's the beauty of it, because we have some amazing talent coming up. So don't touch that dial. What's happening, Corey? It's so much fun.
So I think next we're moving on to an incredible thing that's being offered by Voices and 5 Point Film Festival, two awesome organizations in the Mid-Valley. And why don't we just let Sean bring on the... Oh, hey, really quickly, before we go into that, I just really want to thank the wizard behind the curtain. Mr. Sean Jeffries is out there. And Sean is the one that's directing all this with all the screens moving around and working on the software. So I want to thank him. And another group, by the way, that didn't get mentioned earlier also is the fire department. They are working so hard these days.
Yeah.
So wanted to thank all of them. But why don't we go in and take a look at this video from 5 Point Film Festival and Voices.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, Regna.
Hey, everybody. It's Regna with 5 Point Adventure Film Festival, and
I'm Renee. I'm with Voices. Hello.
Hello. So we have a little challenge for you guys. We're sitting at home, and the world's gotten a little strange, and we think that it's important to connect in some way through our imagination. And Renee came up with a pretty cool challenge that she gave me a couple days ago. I tried it, and we thought that you would like to try it too.
It's a stop motion challenge. And the great thing about stop motion is that you're in control of the entire world. We're not in control of much right now, but with stop motion, we're just looking for a 30-second video. We'd love to connect to each other. We miss each other right now. Let's connect through visual storytelling in our imaginations. 30 seconds. We really encourage you to do this. If you have no experience with stop motion, that's okay. Regna and I have just tried this. And we love it. There's a free app. Yeah, it's really fun. More information below, some tutorials, some ideas in the link below this video.
And as an extra bonus, should you participate in our challenge, your video may be eligible to be a part of a mashup that we're going to do for 5 Points Changemakers Summit, which is happening on Earth Day. It's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day coming up on April 22nd. So we're going to figure out a way to celebrate that together. And then as well for the flagship festival in October when we can be back together again.
That's so exciting to me. It's a really fancy thing to be able to have your work eligible to be featured at 5 Point. I think that's awesome. And I can't wait to see the mashup of these videos of what we have done during this stop time. Stop motion during stop time.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to see what you're doing. Please join us. Take the challenge.
Thanks, everyone.
Wow.
All right.
So many creative things happening all the time, and people, you can still join in on that stop motion. So it's a great time to do that. It's a great activity to do with your family.
Yeah, they're doing some great things over there. I really want to commend 5 Point and Voices for what they're doing. It's such an amazing thing that parents can be doing with their kids at home. We know that all of you out there that have kids are looking for fun activities to do and ways to enrich your kids. In fact, by the way, Amy, Thunder River Theater Company is going to be offering a free playwriting camp online for kids that we're going to be doing on ThunderStream. We're going to be offering that soon. So keep your eyes out for that, everybody.
People are so involved. And how do they can they find that on your webpage?
Yeah, so we'll be announcing that on social media and on our website at thunderrivertheater.com. And that'll be part of this ThunderStream, and we'll be doing that for kids and parents during the daytimes. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Nice.
Next, you'll be familiar with several years ago, we created an improv group, Consensual Improv, and I want to bring on my buddy, Jeff Patterson, who has been drinking this group. How's it going, Jeff? We're so excited that you're on with us, and so happy that you're going to finish off this night for us with a little bit of fun and games, maybe.
Yes. Well, there's no maybe about it. There is going to be some fun and games. Hey, Amy, how are you? You guys have been killing it. This has been so much fun.
Oh, thank you. You guys were great the other night. I watched the whole thing. I love ThunderStream. Yeah.
I know ThunderStream is so cool what you guys have created. You and Sean, Corey, really cool. We're excited. Let's bring the group on. Let's get to it.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys. Hey, Gerald, Sonia, Brian. So, hi, everybody. We're Consensual Improv, and we're going to do a little game for you right now called Expert Advice. Okay? All right, welcome tonight, everyone, to Expert Advice. We're going to take your questions. That's right, questions that you want the answers to, you want advice on. You're going to type them in the live comments, and our experts are going to give you live in real-time feedback and advice on those questions. So while you're typing them in, we're going to introduce our guest, expert number one. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your expertise.
Yes, hello. My name is Ken Oath. And I'm an expert in wrestling dogs. That's what I like to do, and I'm very good at it.
All right, Ken, thank you so much. Expert number two, introduce yourself as well.
Hello, my name is Marianne. I'm an expert at picking up young men at bars.
Thank you, Marianne. So good to have you on such late notice. And expert number three, please introduce yourself.
Well, hi. Hi, y'all. I'm Caroline Baskin, and I'm good at all kinds of stuff. Secret stuff. Stuff is under the radar and in the black market.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to get your comments. You came highly recommended on Yelp, so I hope this all works out. So let's go ahead and take your live comments. A question, please. Let's take any question. I'm going to do my best to see it as it's streaming in here. Okay. Catherine Rich would like to know, what do the dogs wear while wrestling? What do the dogs wear while wrestling?
Well, that's a very good question. And when I wrestle dogs, I like to dress them up in kind of whatever they come with. So sometimes their owner will bring the obvious tutu, and but that's basically what I see when wrestling dogs is a tutu, possibly a nightshirt.
Okay, interesting. All right. Expert number two, if you could weigh in on this as well, we'd appreciate it.
Well, usually the dressing up like dogs doesn't show up until the second date. But I'd say the best thing to wear would be some kind of a mud. You rub mud on the fur of the young man.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marianne. You really have a way with painting pictures. Carolyn, we'd love to get your take on what the dogs wear while wrestling.
Well, my dogs, they dirty. They dirty dogs. And you know what I like to do is I like to take them out into the street, and I like to just cover their bodies in leaves, and I like to put them in a pile so nobody can see them. And then I like to bring in bears and lions, and I like to just bring them in from all angles and cover them with meat, sausages, and smelly peanut butter, because those bears and those lions come from all around to get in on that meat.
Okay. It's hard to follow that question, but we'd like to take at least one more question. Again, please type in your question, something you'd like to have answered right here on Ask the Experts. I'm going to look here. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Oh, this is a great question by Evan Spurrell. Evan asks, how do you get a date while social distancing? How do you get a date while social distancing? Ken, would you please take that one?
That's a pretty hard question for me. I am wrestling dogs so much in my backyard, but sometimes when I do want to meet someone, I'll go onto the internet and I'll sort of browse different Zoom chat rooms. That's basically what I do. I'm not very good at it. I don't really know how to get a date, even if I'm in the same room with someone. So I'm sorry I don't have very much information on that. That's what I would do, though, is just go to a Zoom chat room.
All right, that's practical. Fair enough. Thank you for your honest feedback there. Marianne, would really love to hear you weigh in on how do you get a date while social
Well, you know,
distancing?
usually I'd pick up guys at bars, but now since they're only doing this pickup, I stand outside where people usually grab growlers, and I go psst, psst, to the young men, get them. We go on dates, you know, keep our distance, but you know, after about 5 dates, hopefully this whole thing will be over and we can skip right to third base or home run.
Okay. And Carolyn, would you be willing to weigh in? How would you go about getting a date during this time of social distancing?
Jeffrey, I am getting all kinds of dates, and I will tell you, it is broad and it is bold. I have what you call a flag. It is a large piece of fabric, and it has lots of writing on it. And I write single and ready to mingle at a distance. I put it on my door and I put it in my windows. And then I get into my vehicle and I put a giant flag up on that car. And it says, I'm available, text me. And it's got my number on it. And I drive around town and I go to the grocery store. I stand outside with a little basket, and the little basket is in a Ziploc bag, so I ain't touching nothing. And it's got my number, and it's got my pictures, and it's got some nasty images. Now, I will not go into detail, but if you want to know, you just call me up, 552-855-9824. You call me up, and I will give you a good Zoom time.
Okay. It was so much fun to watch the comments coming in because there were so many great questions that have been loved for us to have taken. But I know that's all the time we've got, Corey.
I just want to thank you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, so good. So good. I love these and good advice too, really. It's doing it out there.
I'm worried that someone actually has that number.
That is a made-up number, you guys. It's not real.
When's the next time you guys perform?
You know, we are actually setting dates for upcoming ThunderStreams, including the Consensual Improv group that you're seeing here. And so if anyone out there is interested in additional performances, check it out at thunderrivertheater.com. And we have the calendar right there on the homepage, and you can see everything that's coming up. We have musicians and bands. We have more from the improv group. We have some play readings we're going to be doing and interpretive readings. And actually, for parents, like I said, we're going to be creating some fun activities for you to do with your kids during the school days, too. So keep checking back on the website. That's the best way to find out about ThunderStreams.
Well, thanks you guys so much. What a fun evening. Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great job, you guys. Happy First Fridays. Take care, everyone.
Happy First Friday. So, Amy, wow, what a night.
What a night. And I really want to take a moment to thank all the Carbondale art staff who helped pull this together and the TRTC staff, or
TRTC.
Yeah, I did it right. But it's true. It took a lot of people really came together at a quick amount of time. We pulled this together in just a couple days. And Andrea at the Chamber helped get the word out. First Bank is a huge sponsor. But most importantly, you know what it comes down to? Community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been incredible, Amy, just to see how everyone's coming together, calling up their neighbors, calling up those that might be a little bit more at risk from this current situation. And it's really amazing. That's what it's all about. And it's great being on here with you. I mean, look at us connecting. We've been wanting to do something together for years, and here we are.
Yeah, and I hope we get to do more. I love this ThunderStream. I love what you guys are doing. All I can say is everybody out there, please be safe, be healthy, take care of each other, and support as much as is possible for you, our local businesses. We're going to get through this together, and we will probably be back here in May with another virtual First Fridays, but fingers crossed by June, we might all get to wave at each other at least. So thank you so much for being with us. There you are, Corey, and thank you Corey, for helping get this together.
Thanks so much, Amy. Thanks, everybody out there. We're thinking about you, and hang in there and be healthy.
Yay. Live from the Carbondale Creative District. Yay.
Bye, everybody. Happy First Friday.